Salut, c'est Géraldine, bienvenue sur Comme une Française TV, Sound French even to the French. You might have come across French people arguing. They're loudly disagreeing about the state of the world, they start adding insults to their sentences. This is un débat, an argument about ideas très animé, really passionate. But suddenly they share a good laugh and they go back to drinking wine and talking about love. Well, yeah, French people just love to debate. Debates. When and why? People usually debate between friends. Débattre or avoir un débat, as it's called in French, is a bit of a tradition. It has a national history from Louis XIV to the Revolution to post-World War II. Great philosophers were very famous for that. We like to talk about ideas, usually around a meal or drink. It's un art de vivre, a way of life. And what are we talking about exactly? Many topics. Current affair, l'actualité or les questions d'actualité mostly, like environmentalism, l'écologie, the new president, politics, anything. Or maybe a new idea or theory you heard about somewhere, like a basic income or effective altruism, or some new fad. Or it can be about something trivial that you take seriously, like heating up a regional rivalry, like we saw before in a video. Now, Americans may be looking for agreement, but French people are looking for confrontation. We don't really expect to make a change, but it's mostly talking for the sake of talking. You will find that French discussions tend to be filled with ideas, even ideologies, more than being grounded on personal experience. Not everyone, not always, but it's a trend that exists. Is it influenced by René Descartes, the famous philosopher? Descartes tried to recreate the universe in his mind to use rationality to prove that God exists. Since the day of Descartes, we've liked to create theories that can prove whatever you want and spark healthy confrontations with friends on a Thursday evening and clear your mind. After all, as he said, I think, therefore I am. Je pense, donc je suis. Je pense, donc je suis. But why is it so harsh? To disagree is normal in France. It's even expected in a way. Basically, when you affirm something, your friend won't think yes and no. They'll think no because. Again, not always, not everyone, not all the time. If there are any flaws in your argument, you can be sure your friends will point them out. No mercy. It helps in a way, and it helps the conversation. Any misconception you may have gets cleared up. You can't easily get away with saying something dumb or fake, and you realize where your idea is weak before you implement it. Still, I don't deny that it's tiring sometimes. But anyway, discuter, discussing or arguing isn't se disputer. It's not the same to have a fight. Since it's mostly ideas, it's not personal, and you will never break up a friendship this way or come to blows. In a way, to debate someone is an honor, a show of confiance, trust, and respect. The other put herself under your critical scrutiny for better or for worse, and wants to hear your ideas on the subject, thinking you're interested and worthwhile, even if she may disagree. Another concept you might want to learn is la mauvaise foi. La mauvaise foi. It literally means bad faith. I'm talking about regular hypocrisy. Everyone is de mauvaise foi from time to time. It means that you start saying things that you know are wrong or don't hold up to your scrutiny, but you say them anyway because you don't want to admit you're wrong. It happens when someone points out the flaw in your argument. You can either say, oh, you're right and I'm wrong, okay. But in France, it's much easier to keep on arguing as if you didn't know you were wrong. And it has a role to play as well. With it, you can use arguments for a cause or idea you don't believe in, so others can interact with that line of thinking. Basically, you stick to your position just for the sake of the argument. This is so French. Finally, the notion of something being personally offensive or someone being offended doesn't really exist in French culture. It doesn't mean that you can be racist or sexist or homophobic or anything else, but criticizing someone's idea of beliefs is allowed. on the other hand, we don't have the very American idea of free speech as an absolute ideal. If what you say is really stupid or hateful, you can hide behind the argument, I have the right to say it, because we don't really care. We'll just think someone is stupid for having that idea, and that's all. Even in our law, free speech is limited between the other rights of democracy. You can spew hate speech publicly, or you can deny genocide. It's a balance. It's made of rules and special cases and compromise. To study this balance is really interesting, and it's a really good sujet de débat, debating topic. How to participate. So now you know what's happening and the general rules, but how can you be a part of it? Even when your French isn't perfect, well, here are a few words to help you out. De quoi vous parlez? De quoi vous parlez? What are you talking about? If you're doing it well, you can jump into a conversation, hear the points that have been made before, and maybe add your own experience or set a score. Qu'est-ce qui te fait dire ça? Qu'est-ce qui te fait dire ça? Why are you actually saying this? It's a bit more tactful than saying, no, I think you're completely wrong. And maybe the other person actually has a good reason or a point of view you didn't understand before. Tu veux dire que... Tu veux dire que, and then you add what you want to say. You mean, it's important to clarify the words and definitions you're using, or you will end up arguing about two different things in the same conversation. Je suis d'accord, and je ne suis pas d'accord. Je suis d'accord, je ne suis pas d'accord. I agree, I disagree. This one can be useful. C'est un petit peu plus compliqué que ça. C'est un petit peu plus compliqué que ça. It's a little bit more complicated than this. This is Have a Joke. It's a special trump card. Even if you're not sure what to say, it's always smart and appropriate to say that all the time. And it can actually help you dive deeper into a conversation. With these few scripts, you should be good to go. Be respectful, try not to get lost with words and concepts that can mean different things for the different people involved. Feel free to be a little bit more confrontational and have fun. Also, there are some subjects you don't want to talk about: immigration, religion, comparing societies too much. I mean, I know that in theory and with the right people, you could have a constructive and nuanced conversation about this, but in reality, it never happens. Even though, I mean, c'est un petit peu plus compliqué que ça. Et toi, when did you see a French debate? What was it about and who was participating? Were you a part of it? Share your experience in French if you dare in the comments below the video. We can all learn from your story, especially today. It's going to be quite fun. The comment section is the best place to start discussions and ask questions. If you like this video, share it with your friends on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, anything you like. Help me spread the word about Commune Française. Merci. Love French, dream of sounding French even to the French. Learn how with me, Géraldine, on communefrancaise.com, and subscribe to my email updates for exclusive tips on real life in French every Tuesday, plus an exclusive video lesson, Introduce Yourself in French. And it's free. Merci for watching Commune Française TV. Sound French even to the French. Allez, salut!